So for a while now, I've been wanting to do a series where I kind of reorganize my life, make my life better, change my life, glow up, whatever we want to call it. I've been wanting to make a series where I try and make some changes, try and make some healthy changes to my life in order to be the happiest I can be and live the best life I possibly can. So this is going to be episode 1 of that series, which I am very, very excited about. And there's going to be different episodes on different aspects, but this first one, as you can see by the title, is going to be about habits. Because when I was thinking about which one do I do first, because my gut instinct is to just do everything, but I've tried that in the past and it's never worked. I feel like if you try and change everything overnight, you're never gonna keep it up. It's not sustainable. Whereas all the research I've ever done, all the times I've ever tried to develop habits, tried to change things, I've realised that you have to do one thing at a time. You just have to take it one thing at a time, which is annoying because it then takes time. It takes effort and work. But I've realised that that is probably the only way, for me anyway, and for how my brain works. So this episode is going to be on habits, and I feel like that was a good one to start with because I see habits and developing habits as kind of like the foundation of from which you can build everything. So yes, this episode is going to be building habits, and I've actually been listening to a podcast called From Sad to Savage, which has really been helping me and really been inspiring me. It is all about how to build and maintain habits. I've also read the book Atomic Habits, which I did find very, very useful. I read it, tried to implement habits. It worked for about a month and I felt amazing. And then it inevitably died away again and I fell out of it again. But this time I'm taking the strategy that is shown in the Sad to Savage podcast, and I have faith in it. I think it will work. So the strategy is as follows. You choose one habit. So you have to kind of do it a habit at a time, which, as I said, is the thing that takes work and takes a long time. But I truly do believe, for my brain anyway, that is the way it's going to have to go. So you take one habit at a time. So you take one habit. So let's say if we took the habit of drinking a litre of water every day, you'd say, right, that's the habit that I'm going to do first. So you spread it over 3 weeks, because studies show that it takes 3 weeks for a habit to fully be embedded in your mind, in your neural pathways. So you do it for 1 week every day, making sure you do the habit. And if you succeed that 1 week, you do it every single day, you then get yourself a small reward. This can be something that you buy, or it can be something free, whatever you want, just a small reward. Then you do it for another week, and this week, if you do it every single day, you don't get a reward or anything, but you just keep going. So you do the second week and you want to do it every single day. If you succeed, you go on to the third week. The third week, you do it again every single day, and if you succeed on the third week, you get yourself a big reward. So that's kind of the strategy that I'm going to be following. And the first habit that I'm going to be doing it with, and I am kind of cheating a little bit here, is a morning routine. So it's not one habit. I think I've got 4 steps in my morning routine. It's very simplified. In the past, I've had these massive morning routines that are so complicated and that take an hour, and they were just so unsustainable and unrealistic, to be honest. So I've really kind of tried to boil it down into what I actually really want to do, and the morning routine, I think that will set me up for a really great, successful day. So yeah, I am cheating a little bit, but I think it's okay because it's a whole morning routine. So the habit is to do the morning routine every single day that I'm trying to implement first of all. And the things I have to do in this morning routine is I wake up. I've been waking up at 7, but I've been doing this for a week now. I'm on my first week of this 3-week habit journey for the morning routine, and I am considering getting up earlier, so we'll see. But as it stands so far, getting up at 7, I get up, I go and I do yoga, but I do yoga in my bedroom. So I do yoga on my yoga mat in my bedroom. Once I finish doing yoga, I do a quick meditation. So I actually have created my own meditation tailored to me because I have always wanted to meditate, because I've heard of all the benefits, always wanted to meditate, but I could never find a meditation that I liked enough to want to do it every day, like that made me feel good. So I thought, why don't I just create my own that tells me the prompts and tells me what to think about that I know are things that if I think about them, I'm going to feel a certain way and it's going to just set me up for the day essentially. So I've created my own. It needs a little bit of work though, because I kind of just did it on the spot. I do want to kind of rework it. But yeah, so I have my own meditation where I kind of talk about gratitude, because I think that's a big thing for me and my mental health is I love practicing gratitude and thinking, what am I grateful for? But in the meditation, I kind of take it back to basics of like, let's sit here and let's breathe deeply and let's actually feel so grateful that we are even alive. Like, you don't even have to list all the other things in your life that are great, just that you are alive. You are alive, you are breathing, you have today and you can do things today, and just feeling so grateful for that. And that feels really nice every morning. I sit there with my hands on my heart and I think about that. Then my meditation goes on to thinking about my focuses right now, like in life, like what are my main goals, what are my main ambitions currently, kind of thinking about them and thinking, okay, what am I working on, what are the steps to achieve? Because I find that extremely motivating to go on with the rest of my day. And that's just my little meditation that I do, that I created myself. So I do that meditation, then I get right back into bed, usually because it's cold. I get back into bed and I journal. So I have this journal that I got from Papier, and it's a journal that it asks you quite a lot of questions, but there's definitely gratitude, how long did you sleep, what's your intentions for the day, and it asks you other questions. But how I do this journal is I do those 3 things I just listed in the morning, and then I do all the rest of the journal before I go to bed, because the other things are like, how much water did you drink, what did you eat, what self-care did you do, what went well today, how did you feel, and all this stuff, which I can't really, personally, I don't think I can fill that out in the morning. So I fill out the gratitude and the sleeping and the intentions questions, and then at night I do the other ones. But yeah, so I journal, and then still in bed I read 10 pages of a book, and that is my entire morning routine, and that is what I'm trying to stick to. And so far I have done it. As I said, I'm on my first week, and yeah, I'm going to do this for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to move on to a new habit and hopefully start a new habit on the 3-week cycle. And I think the next one I'll do might be exercise, making sure I exercise every day, because I have been very sedimentary lately, especially as it's getting colder. Just, yeah, not moving my body as much as I should be, definitely not. The idea is that after I do these 3 weeks of habits, after I do this morning routine and then I move on to the next one, you don't stop the morning routine, you continue it, because at that point it should be established enough. You should have created those neural pathways and you've rewarded yourself with what you wanted. So I would be doing the morning routine and the exercise. So it's not about, I'm going to do this morning routine for 3 weeks, oh now I'm going to do this for 3 weeks and forget about the morning routine. It's working on building them all together, and also using habit stacking and loads of stuff like that. But yeah, so that's essentially what I'm going to be tackling in this video, is trying to develop these habits. And I'm really excited, because when I have had habits before and done them consistently, it makes me feel really good. Like, I feel so good. Like, the only way I can describe it is that it felt like I had something dependable to like count on. Like, it was like, no matter how this day goes, no matter what happens, any bad things that happen, I know that I am doing these habits and that I have these habits and that these are constant. For some reason that was such a comfort to me, such a comfort. And then I just stopped doing them. So I'm gonna get back into it, and that's what this episode's all about, to get me back on the track of these healthy habits. There's going to be a few categories for these episodes. There's going to be stuff like food, fitness, hair care, skin care, all this stuff, organization, all this stuff for each episode. And I do recognize that in fitness and in food and in whatever, it will link back to habits, which is why I've done habits first, because I feel like all of the other ones are going to build upon it. Because if I want to eat healthily, I'm going to get a habit of going to the shop on this day once a week and getting the fresh ingredients I need. Like, it's definitely going to all link together. These are not, even though they're going to be separate videos, it's not separate, because it's my life. Like, it's one life all together. But yeah, we'll start our habits and we'll see how we go. But I am very excited to just try and be better, essentially, and also hold myself accountable with these videos and still continue to do all the healthy things I've promised. I'm going to continue on this week and get into the second week and the third week and take you along with me and update you with how it's going, and also when I finish this morning routine one and move on to the next one and how that's gonna go, because hopefully that will also go well as well. So let's get on with the week and the first episode of this series, which yeah, I'm really excited about. Just seen my kind of intro to this video and my morning routine, and that was actually filmed last year in October, as I said in the video, and as you might be able to tell because I have shorter hair now, but I'm continuing the video on now, and I've made some progress since that video. I did my morning routine, I implemented it, I stuck to it, and I have now also implemented an evening routine. I took a little bit of a break through Christmas, which is why there's been no new habit. There's only been morning and evening, and now I'm currently working on implementing the habit of exercising 3 times a week. Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday are the days that I'm exercising, and that's the habit that I'm currently trying to build. But I'm going to be taking you through my evening routine since we did my morning routine, so I'm going to show you what the evening one is like. And what my evening routine consists of is I lay out my clothes for the next day, usually for work. I of course do my skincare, so I take off my makeup and do my skincare. I write my journal, so I do half my journal in the morning and then I do the other half that needs to be done in the evening. I then also write my diary for the day. I do some reading. I read whatever book I'm reading, and currently I'm reading To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, and I think it's just amazing. I think the writing is so beautiful and so excellent, and I'm nearly finished, so I'll be reading that tonight. Then I clean my room for 10 minutes, and this is just to kind of reset the room, I suppose. So I literally set a 10-minute timer and clean my room. And finally, I do my teeth care. So I floss, I tongue scrape, I brush my teeth, and I do mouthwash, and that is my current evening routine. And then I go to bed. This evening I'm actually going to be watching TV this evening at 9, I think it is. I'm watching Traitors. So if I ever have something that I'm doing in the evening, I just put the night routine like around it and slot whatever I'm doing in where it fits. So I'm going to do the whole routine aside from the brushing of the teeth, because that's going to be tonight, and take you along with it, take you along for the routine, and then I'll watch Traitors at 9. My evening routine now, but I wanted to pre-film this little bit of the outro because that was the first episode of my Sorting Out My Life series, and this is the habit episode. Of course, there are many habits I want to implement, and I'm on my 3rd one essentially, and I will be implementing them throughout this year, and they will definitely be peppered and mentioned throughout this series, because as I said in the intro of this video, the habits are kind of the foundation for me, and they link with everything, and they link with every subject of each episode that I'm going to do. So I'm sure I'll be mentioning to you what habits I'm doing and the progress that I have made. But yes, I hope you like this first video, my first Sorting Out My Life video. I'm very excited to continue this series throughout 2025 because I'm turning 25 this year, which is crazy. And yeah, I'm halfway through my 20s and I want to get my stuff together. I want to sort out my life, so come and do it with me if you want. But that is it from me today. I'm gonna do my routine and watch Traitors. Yeah, that's it from me. Bye.